Welcome to part two. We're joined by Ellis. Don't forget to click the link pinned up in the comment section, take you straight to my sponsor's website. Have a look at that one. Now, the White Rhino and Makhmedov. What do you make of that, Ellis?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and it's certainly a difficult one for Dave. But I think personally, I think it's the right kind of fight for him next. I know there were all these talks and rumors of slightly bigger names, like Zhang Parker, this, that, and the other. Even Anthony Joshua was getting thrown in the mix at one point, weren't it? But I don't think personally that beating an area level sort of Johnny Fisher, the next leap up is an Anthony Joshua. Even if you can consider him as a shot at the top of the tree, he's still not. AJ's not Fisher level, is he? He's considerably higher. So you want to see incremental jumps up, and I think Makhmedov, yeah, he's a big guy. He's got a scary demeanor about him, but he's also got his vulnerabilities, and he's been beaten recently twice, hasn't he? So there's a blueprint on how to beat him, and you can chop him down to the body. But something that gets discussed on this channel every time you bring up Dave Allen is it all depends on what Dave Allen brings to the table, and for me,
Bring to the table, apart from looking like he's been through an edge backwards and a beer belly, and he doesn't drink.
yeah, yeah,
Taking it serious. So a lot of people, Ultratech were critical in his recent video. He said, "This is what's wrong with boxing in this country. We've got somebody like the White Rhino getting chance after chance after chance because he can act daft on social media, but he doesn't take boxing serious." I personally think he does. I always feel that he's quite laid back, David. Nobody's saying
yeah.
he's not a tough kid, but is this where we're at in boxing? We've just had Dave Allen headlining with Johnny Fisher, a rugby player, against somebody that admits he don't train much. Is that the state of British boxing at the moment? Because them two have been. David's got himself out there on social media, and I remember telling him that about 10 years ago. And Johnny Fisher's dad's obviously got his son out there, and Johnny has as well, Elmer Fudd and Daddy Fudd, respectively. But is this, like I've just said, the state of British boxing and where we're at now, where these sort of guys they get chance after chance after chance, and if Dave gets beat against Makhmedov, it won't be end it well because they'll repackage him again, won't they? And he'll be slobbing about in Carrymores and his body warmer we're ripping it again, and everybody was saying, "Oh, it's Dave in it. He's a laugh." And the funny thing is, when you've been in with guys like Ortiz and David Price and Yoker, and you've took bad good hidings, when he's coming out to the ring, I find it disrespectful that everybody starts all having a laugh and like it's a bit of a jolly up. When he's coming out to the ring and Dave's here now, and I think that mindset's got to stop and from fans. And I think for that to stop, he has to start looking a bit clean cut, looking at a short haircut, short back and sides, have a shave, start looking like you mean the business instead of acting the village idiot. Do you see where I'm coming from? For them fans to stop having like a laugh when he comes out to the ring, because I've been in crowd before when he comes out and everybody starts taking piss.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
all a bit of a jolly up. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think it damages the integrity of the sport because when you live the life of a professional boxer, it's not easy, and you do train hard, and it's this persona that he's created for himself. And like you say, you seem to take the angle that he's being cunning, and I think I lean towards that as well. I think he is training. You know what I mean? You can't be a professional boxer and not be half fit. You know what I mean? But I think he
Well, he's
plays on the fact
acting
that
daft man on his YouTube
yeah,
channel, isn't he?
yeah, I can read between the lines of that, and it gets people who don't even box saying, "Oh, Dave Allen's lazy. Dave Allen's lazy." When the reality is, if you did 5 rounds with him, you wouldn't be calling him lazy. Trust me.
No, no.
But it's this. I think it brings the sport into disrepute because it's sort of advertising that you can be scruffy, lazy, slob, and whatever, and it's fine to do that. When it's not, you're a professional athlete at the end of the day, and you should be committed to your craft. And it's like when the contrast of, I know Usyk's obviously top of the tree at the minute, but the only thing that he puts out media wise is him training like a dog, doesn't he? And I think that's why he's seen in a light of just like an exemplary athlete, isn't he? Even AJ, you never see him out of shape. It's always they're always in training, but Dave Allen's angle is I think he's trying to relate to your scaffolder, your builder, your plumber, your guy down the pub, the guy down the chippy, and it's to be honest with you, it's gave him a little bit of a fan base, hasn't it? But it's remains to be seen. Are these a fan base that a ticket buying fan base? You know what I mean? Because I don't know whether they are or not, but he's got a following on YouTube, and it's definitely got him a bit of a following, hasn't it? So, but yeah, me personally, I don't like to see it. I don't like to, like you say, I like to see looking clean cut, in shape, no big bellies, and taking the sport, seem to be taking the sport seriously. Um, no one's saying that you know, when he's in camp, he probably does switch on, doesn't he? But it doesn't look that way when he's on YouTube, just
No,
looking a bit
he's got
slobbish.
everybody on. Oh, can he, David? Like I said, cunning like a fox.
Yeah, I think I can see that now.
He's been around it since he was a young man. So he'll have been around Engle Gym when he started. He'll have been around Big Ron Dennis. He'll have been around Furies, Eddie
Yeah,
Hills. You know, he'll have seen it and done it. What's he had? Some trainers twice. He's got 13 different trainers, although I think some of them he's been with him a couple of times and that blah, blah, blah. So he's seen it, done it. He's heard it all. You know, he talked his son out of a fight with Daniel Dubois because he was listening to Eddie Hills when he didn't even have a deal with Eddie Hills. So he's had to put his time in, and he's a seasoned professional now. But for me, he's not fit enough for the simple reason that he doesn't throw enough lever in a fight. So if he don't knock you out, he's just going to take punishment after punishment. You see where I'm coming from? And
yeah.
I see him taking a lot of punishment against Makhmedov unless he can pull that overhand right hand over the top and knock him out. I don't see him doing anything with this guy. I see him getting knocked about and then playing the victim on the side of the ring and saying he did it his best shot and he's only from a council state and all that nonsense. And then going again by playing the victim card with violins out. That's what I see happening. I hope he
Tom,
knocks this guy out. But this guy wrestles bears, doesn't he? Have you seen it on Instagram?
he has in that one, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they're going to sell it like that, aren't they? But it's another tale in the White Rhino story, and I'm sure Ozzy Smith is having sleepless nights over it because we could be looking at 5 years down the line now of David Allen the movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
Andrew going to be playing Big Ron in the movie. But
Hey, there's a point, Russ. Have you seen the trailer for that the Winkerbank one with Pierce Brosnan?
no, oh yeah, Brendan Ingle.
Yeah, they're doing a story of that and Naz and
Yeah.
The guy playing Naz looks nothing like him. I don't know. It looks a bit cringe for me, but
Well,
I
that
don't
to me
know. They
is
got
just going to be their version, Ingle's version of event, but there'll be a lot of people that'll dispute what happens in the film. I can assure you of that.
yeah. I wonder if Dom. I wonder if Dom's got a character in it.
He could get Phil Heath to play himself, couldn't he?
Yeah.
uh, what is he doing, Flex, these days? Is he training anybody?
Uh, no one of note. He had that gold. Is it something Goldsmith or something like that?
Right.
The guy who got beat. But yeah, no one of note. I don't think. No,
Hand
he's
them
just.
keys in, Flex. Let somebody else take that gym on. Hand them in if you're not doing anything. It's not your gym, it's a community gym. Stop getting funding for that gym if you're not training people. Give the keys to some next generational kid. But then again, when you look at Dominic's record as a trainer, I kind of like feel sorry for him really because he did well with Kelbrook and Kid Galahad, and you'd have to say that they're probably two of our best technical fighters that we've had in the last 20 years. They're up there, aren't they?
I
Galahad,
love Telbrook. Yeah, I used to love watching him. Yeah.
So he has done well. He did well with Junior Witter. So he has had success, but he doesn't seem to get any Olympians or anything like that, does he, Dominic? He don't get a look in to say that the Engle Gym is a hop, skip, and a jump away from McCracken's lot at EIS, isn't it? He don't seem to get anybody, no Olympians up there. I don't think anybody in Sheffield has had an Olympian. I might be wrong there, but I don't know. I think Joe Gallagher's only had two, Joe Murray and Lawrence Okoli, and he's our most decorated trainer. After him, you put Engle Gym up there, wouldn't you? So I don't know. Maybe it's these promoters, maybe they advise these Olympians who they should train with when they sign with them. I'm not sure. But Dominic, I feel, and Joe Gallagher haven't had a look in like some of them others I've had, that Sims lot and Ben Davidson and McCracken
Yeah.
and people like that. Do you know? Does that sound
No,
crazy?
yeah, I agree. I do feel like certain gyms get favours, but with the Ingle Gym as well, I think it's as much as anything a style thing as well because they teach everyone the same switch hitting style and all the rest of it, and it doesn't necessarily suit every fighter in the world, does it? And I think fighters have gone there and given it a go and realised, no, this switching southpaw isn't really doing me any favours. But for other fighters, it really does work, and it's they're always hard to hit and a hard night's work, Ingle fighters, aren't they? But
Yeah.
again, um, unless you want to go for a complete remold, if you got someone wooden like Johnny Fisher, for instance, and chucked him in Ingle Gym, he's not going to be switch hitting like a Naz, is he? In a couple of months, it's just he's going to be too cumbersome for it. But yeah, for the right candidate, it does work that style. So. Um, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the end of the Ingle style because it's sort of like
Well, it's the
synonymous.
Bomber Graham style, isn't it? Really, it's
Yeah,
the Engle style. Bomber Graham's from Nottingham. He fetched it in '78. So
yeah,
Engle Gym, it's not. I mean, they've passed it off as their own, and that is so wrong. It is the Bomber Graham style. Let's have
yeah,
it right, and you need to stop with this Ingle style rubbish. The Ingle style didn't help Kid Galahad when he got put on button moon, did it? Or Kell Brook. It's the
yeah.
Bomber Graham style, and they never fought like nobody else in that gym fought like Bomber. I think
No,
Ryan Rhodes was a switcher too, and he should have won a world title. He's got a win over a former world champion, Silky Jones, but Ryan switched it and Johnny did and that, but it was the Bomber Graham style. So put some respect on Bomber Graham's name, Flex. It is not the Ingle style, it's the Bomber Graham style. If you don't believe me, go onto my channel and look at Boxing Royalties and watch the interview with Glyn Rhodes, a former Ingle fighter. He confirmed it is the Herald Bomber Graham style. And Glyn went on
yeah.
to train Bomber, didn't he, in a world title fight? Right, did you know, and I'm not sure if this is right, Kent might correct me on this. Do you know who the last trainer in this country is who took a male UK British kid to a world title? Can you tell me who that is?
What from scratch or
From scratch, the last trainer in the UK to take a gold medalist to a world title, the last one. Does anybody know the answer to that? I think I do.
I
But
think it's could it be he's a 12 round fighter.
Jimmy
The
Mack,
girls
Jimmy
the
Mack,
girls
last gold medal trainer. That's who I think it is. James the Gale, beautiful
yeah,
James,
yeah,
beautiful. He's a
that's
15 round
it.
fighter. He's a 15 round fighter.
15 round
Beautiful
fighter.
James, beautiful. I think it's Jimmy Mack. Before him, I think it were McCracken and Tony Sims, whichever one you want to say trained Joshua to Charlie Martin. But I think it might. I think it was James De Gale was the last guy to win a world title.
Hey, I did well there, didn't I? I won the pub quiz then.
Yeah, they won the quiz there, kid. Yeah, but I think Ken all over. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am because what other gold medalists have we had? Joyce got a silver, didn't he? Joshua got his gold world title before James De Gale, didn't he?
Yeah.
So or it might be about the same time, but I think it might be James De Gale. But hey ho, Jake Paul. He's in the news every day. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, Tony Yoka, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. A lot of talk about this Jake Paul guy, but it's talk sport, and I was saying that Joshua and Jake Paul are going to split 250 million. That's just on the pay-per-view, not including the gate and worldwide sales. Do you think now it's about us getting as much money in as they can through this Jake Paul character for the fighters? You know, like Joshua's fought Ngannou, so he's not bothered about what people think. The brass neck on them is unbelievable. But how could Eddie sell that to the fans, Jake Paul and Joshua?
I honestly don't know, and I think for the safety of Jake Paul, there'd have to be all sorts of stipulations. I don't know if it got sanctioned as a proper fight on BoxRec. I'd fear for his death. Do you know what I mean? Because AJ, unlike Fury, when Fury fought Ngannou, it's like he did a bit of a pantomime act and didn't take it seriously. But AJ fought him like it was a proper fight and just sparked him out, didn't he? And you'd have to say Ngannou would probably make light work of Jake Paul. He's a much bigger man, isn't he? And if AJ went in slinging right hands like that against someone who's been beat by Tommy Fury that we're talking about and who's not a natural heavyweight, I think it would be very, very dangerous. But I don't know. There's something murky about it. I just feel like if they did have the fight, it'd be some sort of pity patty 8 round stipulation where they cut and AJ wears 30-ounce gloves and Jake Paul, you're not allowed to hit him. There's got to be some sort of thing like that going on because if it's a proper fight, it shouldn't be sanctioned by anyone who's got the safety of fighters at the forefront because it's just dangerous, isn't it? And don't make any sense. But yeah, it should be stay in your own lane. Jake Paul fight Tommy Fury on a channel that I don't need to watch. And if AJ is going to fight, the Orca fight makes more sense, doesn't it? They're both rebuilding. They both can sell it on being the battle of the gold medalists, and the winner can have a last hurrah in a proper fight. But yeah, AJ crossing over against Jake Paul and vice versa, to me, it don't make any sense other than money. And I don't know if it does make that much money because, I wouldn't be tuning in for it. No, I wouldn't be paying for it for sure. But there's got to be a market there, aren't there? And I just hope it doesn't happen, me personally.
Could you see Jake Paul ending up on slab?
If it was a proper fight, you come out for the first round and fight your hardest. You come out of the first round and fight your hardest. He's getting put to sleep at probably the first left hand, not even the right hand. If AJ lands a right hand on Jake Paul, which he could probably land at will, I know we give AJ some slack, some grief, don't we? But we're talking levels here, and I think it'd be a devastating knockout. And yeah, could end up on the slab, but either way, it's not gonna add years to Jake Paul's life, is it? No matter what happens, he's gonna be put to sleep pretty quickly, I'd say.
Do you feel that with all this risk taking that's going on at the moment in the sport of boxing with these fantasy matchups, and we have weight divisions for a reason, and I always say that fighters are not superheroes. If they were, Barry McGuigan would have fought Frank Bruno, Naz would have fought Lennox Lewis,
Yeah,
Billy Joe Saunders would have fought Joshua.
yeah,
Billy Joe Saunders, right? If we said he were going to fight Joshua, we'd all be screaming, saying it's a terrible mismatch. But he's a former world champion now
yeah.
at super middleweight. But Jake Paul, he's not a world champion. And I just think that with all this karma and greed and that's about now, I think sooner or later, something's going to happen and everybody's going to have to take a good look at themselves and say what's going on here. We've already had Crusher Ben, a small welterweight, going in with a former IBO super middleweight champion, but they're boiling him down, boiling Eubank down, then telling him he can't rehydrate to a safe weight, and they're pumping Crusher up. He was not only failed for PEDs. They tried to hide it, and I mean, these promoters, they've got no morals to the safety of these fighters. Nobody's even been in trouble for this, have they? That where they tried to hide the test. I mean, what is all that about? And I just feel that sooner or later, one's going to slip through the net, and somebody's just going to go bang, and that is going to be it. And it's like getting hit by a 30-pound mallet, being hit by a heavyweight boxer. Now, if you're putting a couple hundred punches on something like that a night, you're going to hurt him, aren't you? Or
Yeah,
he maybe might not even need a couple of hundred. Joshua might only need a two or three, and he could be in serious trouble, that kid.
yeah. Well, it's like you say. It's there's in ring. There is in ring deaths, isn't there? I'm pretty sure Kovalev had a fight, and one of his opponents ended up sadly passing away. I think that Subrail Matthias, who's fighting Dalton Smith, he had an opponent that ended up dying. And these are trained fighters. They're not just YouTubers or people giving it half a go or white collarers or anything like that. These are trained professionals, and they're ending up um, meeting the fate, unfortunately, in the ring. So if you start flinging inexperienced YouTubers in against someone who's been the heavyweight champion of the world, it's you'd like to think that it's in a safe environment. You've got paramedics around and stuff like that, but sometimes it's the right punch at the right place on your head at the right time, and it can be devastating, can't it? And we just hope and sincerely hope that that never happens in a ring on television in the UK. But as you keep alluding to, it's something that is a reality and could potentially happen. But yeah, the way that you avoid that is matching people correctly and stopping all this mismatch and dehydration and trying to find loopholes and unfair playing fields. We just want to see fair fights and the best man will win. And normally they come out safely, don't they, when you match them like that? But it's it's on a knife edge at the minute, and like you say, it's waiting for something to go drastically wrong. But like you say, touch wood, it don't happen, Russ.
Yeah, okay. Dillian White against the Toma. It's nearly ready for fight week, isn't it? Monday. Do you think this could be too early for a Toma?
No. uh, there's a lot of footage doing the rounds, isn't there, of White, and he's in look great shape. He does look looking unchecked, to be honest with you. I saw him on tapping the bag and whatnot, and he looks visibly trimmer. So he's obviously taking this one serious as probably his last hurrah. But I'm a fan of Vertonghen. I think he looks good, and I know it's one of them. It's a lot of hype behind him, and he's young, and he hasn't really fought anyone. But the people he has fought, he's dispatched of impressively for me. And I hope Dillian White does give him a test. I hope he wins. Sorry, I hope even if he loses, Dillian White loses valiantly, if you know what I mean. And I hope he asks a few questions of Itoma, but my gut instinct is that he just is a little bit special. This Atoma. That's just my gut instinct. I could be proven wrong, and it could all get derailed. But I see Dillian White as a stepping stone and the right level of stepping stone for Moses in his career now. I don't think there's any rush to chuck him in with U6 and stuff like that. That's just ridiculous talk. I think a Dillian White's the right level, and then next fight after that, a Zhang, a Caballero, one of them kind of other contenders, and then we start talking world titles. But yeah, I only see it going one way, and I see a Moses a time will win, mate.
What, by knockout or points?
Yeah, by knockout, I'd say by knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah, too quick, too sharp, too elusive, and he's accurate as well. He finds really accurate southpaw shots that people don't see coming. So it might be one of them that burns out quickly, Tom, because he's very twitchy, twitch fiber
Maybe
kind of
do.
fighter. Yeah, he might not have the longest career, but whilst he's around, I think he's definitely a special talent for sure.
Well, it looks like Brick Chop's trying to sell it to us that, oh, it's a 50-50 this, and Dillian's bringing it and he's in great shape and all that. But we heard that with Daniel Dubois, who lost every round against Usyk in the first fight. he fought three easy ones, and then they were saying he's this killer and that it should have never been stopped at first one. They sold that one to us like that, and look what happened. And they're doing the same thing with us with this one, this Dillian White one now. And I told them, they're saying, oh, it's a close fight, and last thing you lose is your power. And Dillian's durable and capable. You know my opinion on that, Ellis. Whenever they're saying that, bet on the other guy.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you put your house on Moses, you'd still have your house at the end of the fight. Put it that way. But yeah, I'm not a gambling man, so I won't be putting any money on it. But I just think I can't see anything other than a Talma win. And yeah, Dillian White is durable, but he's not durable to uppercuts. That's his kryptonite. So I think I see an uppercut stoppage coming again. But that's just my gut instinct.
Okay, David Adeleye, Ergovic. What do you think to that one?
But when is that one now? It's been got announced a while ago. That didn't it? When's that?
I think in that on undercard of Dylan.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's on undercard of Dylan.
Yeah, yes. I mean, think that's a big leap for Adeleye. Listen, he's clearly got power in his hooks and whatnot, and he can ice people. But I think Hrgovic, it's just a level up at the minute, and I think he'll potentially stop Adeleye. That's my instinct on that one. Because just going back to that, the fight that he had with Dubois. He was pinging Dubois with the right hand for fun. Was Hrgovic, and Dubois only really won that fight after getting a bit dirty and sticking headbutts on him and cutting him and stuff like that. And it was a bit of a weird stoppage. You weren't really getting any punishment from the ref. But I thought he was looking like Hrgovic was cruising to a points win or even a stoppage against Dubois. Um, and if he starts finding the range of that right hand with Adeleye, I think he's in for a tough night's work. But listen, good luck to him. He's a British heavyweight, isn't he? And he's got a bit of something about him. He can talk, and he backs himself clearly.
Mm.
So good luck, but I think he'll need all the luck in the world against Ergovic in that fight. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, he might be a bit too seasoned for David Adeleye at this stage of the game. Do you think?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Too seasoned and too long in the tooth, I think.
Okay. Uh, Elmer Fudd has come out. He said he's left Mark Tibbs. Mark Tibbs has come out on seconds out, and he said he told them not to take the Rhino rematch, and it went out his hands. They made their own decisions, and we're just told to get Elmer ready for the Rhino rematch. Do you feel he's going to do out with Sims, and or do you feel they're just going to feed him stiffs and keep propping shows up? Because it's basically another Rhino job. It's borderline gimmick stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't see anything that Sims is going to do that Mark Tibbs couldn't do. I don't know why he's made that move. Um, Again, ultimately, he's still quite novice, isn't he? So it's all about um, matching him correctly and getting him doing the basics correctly, which I'm sure would have been Mark Tibbs's plan for him. And unfortunately, from the powers that be, when you've got big money on the play, it's you get forced into fights that you might not necessarily want to be part of as a trainer, and that's where the argument is of, well, should the trainer be stepping in and saying, it's my way or the highway? But at the end of the day, it's prize fighting, isn't it? And if your fighter's willing to go in and the team's willing to go in, and you're the trainer, you have to just try and devise as good as a plan as you can. And I just don't think, no matter who was in his corner against Dave Allen, the experience just would have always shown, wouldn't it? So I don't know. Good luck to him with Tony Sims, but I just don't see where that move made any sense, really. I think he would have made just as much progression under the Tibbs as he would with Tony Sims, but we'll wait and see. Unless there's some special formula, shall we say, at the Sims gym. But yeah, if there's some special milkshakes or anything going on there, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we, if he starts knocking people out. But
Do you feel that Elmer's gone there because he wants to have Eddie's here and keep Eddie sweet because Eddie's the promoter for him, and he feels that if he goes to Tony Sims, he's going to get looked after a bit better than if he went elsewhere, do you think?
Yeah, isn't it called the Matchroom Gym? Is that what it is? Yeah, there's like an alliance with Eddie. So well, yeah, there you go. I think you might have nailed it, hit the nail on the head there. It's Matchroom. He's a Matchroom fighter, Matchroom Gym, Matchroom trainer, and it's all in house, as you like to say. Yeah, yeah. So I think you've hit the nail on the head with that one. It's he's Team Eddie, isn't he? So it's all in house at the Sims Gym, isn't it? With Connor, Ben, and whoever else he's got in there.
Yeah, it is. Okie dokie. Well, listen, thanks for coming on, Ellis. Nice to see you,
Yeah,
lad. I'll,
yeah. I'll be coming down tomorrow, mate. Me at Mrs. So looking forward to it.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, time.
All right,
Okay.
bud.
Well, listen, you take care and keep in touch, and I'll send you a postcode in the morning, yeah?
Will do, mate. Will do. All
Cheers,
right,
mate.
pal.
Thank you very much.
All right. See you later, Ross.
Right. Right. That were Ellis from Blackburn. His missus loves him. I just want to play golf with him. That's about it, really. Take his money off him. Well, pop, pop, bang. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. And thanks for clicking on the link pinned in the comment section and having a little nosy at human nutrients. Go on, booyaka. Peace out. We've got Timmy on at 1 o'clock today from Thailand. And looking forward to that. And hopefully Adametrics on there with him. All right. Go on, booyaka.